Hey everyone, it's DrRics, founder of Rebel411.com. For this year's excursion, 2023, and Mount Whitney is an 11-mile journey uphill. I would assume it's going to be too tough to take on in one day, so I planned on breaking it in half, meaning we'll get to base camp around the 6-mile mark, stay overnight, and then early morning, the next morning, attack the summit. And hopefully, depending on the strength of the group, either go back all the way to the trailhead that day once we summit, or we'll just celebrate at the camp and leave the next morning. But if we do take Mount Whitney, we have to bring all our stuff in the backpack, and all this stuff has to fit into my bag. I mentioned that's my usual bag that I've taken on all excursions. It's been pretty beat up. This one has a waist strap. This is my classic backpack. It's got a lot of size. I always bring a waterproof cover just in case we wind up with inclement weather in July, August. This is my summer sleeping bag, and it's not that heavy. It's not really insulated. I do have a liner, that black thing, and then those two things are pillows. This is a big fluffy pillow. That's an inflatable pillow. We want to try to keep the size of what you're packing in the bag limited, and also keep the weight of what you're going to put in your backpack limited. But we also have to have comfort. This is an old pad that I used to use, sleeping bag pad. That sucks. It's light as anything, but it cannot be compressed into a bag like that. And it does have some reflectability, so it keeps the ground cold off of your sleeping bag, but I mean, it's only an inch, less than an inch thick. I mean, if you want to keep it light and you're going backpacking into the deep woods somewhere, it's probably good. If you want to have comfort and sleep, especially if you're taking on a big summit where you need sleep overnight and a good night's sleep, I'd probably go with comfort. And here's the other thing. This is my first inflatable pad. This, I would get short of breath and dizzy just from inflating. This is a self-inflator, and it has, you can press on the pump in here. The problem with self-inflators, I mean, the nice thing about self-inflators is that they're huge. So you won't roll off if you turn side to side, if you don't like sleeping on your back, on your side. It gives you options. There's a little pillow, and you don't get short of breath. And at 14,000 feet, I'm gonna be short of breath already, so I don't think I'm gonna bring this thing. However, the weight of this is a little heavier than that. So something to be taken into account. But both of these do fit into my luggage and into my backpack. I'll have to decide right before we go about the weather conditions going up that high. And even if it's hot for the trailhead, at altitude, the temperature decreases. The other thing is this. This is my ultralight, and the tent fly does have options. If you want to use that tent fly for cover, it's nice so you don't get bothered by light or ambient moonlight, stars, and all that other stuff. Even the Milky Way can keep you up. There's this packs down very tight, and there's also a rain fly in case we again end up with inclement weather. It fits one person, obviously. The entire size of this thing fits into here. So it should pack away light. It's made of aluminum, and this is a burner that I'm not going to for water heating and meals. This is a standard burner. You don't bring this on the plane. Sorry, this is flammable. But you just bring on this thing that screws on top, and you buy that in an REI close to where you touch down. Need some kitchenware, water. I also have a 6-liter bladder that I use, and just in case there's no water, filter for taking water or siphoning water out of lake or water system in case you end up with inclement weather. So all my stuff, especially camera equipment, is in dry sacks. I have stuff for lighting a fire just in case we have an emergency. There is an SOS here, and then I also have a GPS on my wrist watch. That would be a headlamp that's got at least 4 days of light, and then some safety. So the rest of this, that's more for the car. And that's pretty much it, but all of this stuff is supposed to fit into that, including the walking sticks. So I weighed it before I left home, and it came out to less than 40 pounds, so I think most airlines should be able to tolerate it. It's not a hurry, but I just want to show you the ease in being able to pack that properly. So I'm going to put the biggest things first, so time in 22.7. So this is huge and heavy. I'm not going to be bringing this. That's for cooking. That's a sterno kind of thing. 27. This is a towel. I'm going to leave the covers here. I'll just sort everything out later. This is empty, but it's my water bladder, 6 liters. Might need it. This, I don't think we'll need it, especially when we're above the tree line. This is tear gas, and I think a knife is always important for chopping wood, especially making fires. This is my water purifier, a GPS, headlamp. Oops, and I don't have my clothing yet, so I will have to pack extra clothes. I'm hoping not to have to pack 2 bags. Let's break this down. This is the sleeping bag pad, which I'm not going to bring. This is a pillow, inflatable but also cushioned. My summer sleeping bag and liner. So typically you can put these things in stuff sacks and they compress really nice. The problem with nylon is it does not compress like down compresses. This is not a stuff sack, this is just the container it came with. But I can make things even smaller so it fits better. This is the old inflatable that I have to blow up on my own. So it actually started collecting air already. And obviously I'm going to try to do this a lot better when I pack things to compress. I'm just trying to see what my speed is. Look at that, it already collected air. This is a self-inflatable, meaning that it's got an air pump. You just step on and it fills up. I can compress these even further, but I'm just doing this for speed. Keeps moisture out. And normally I'd pack everything. Here's the tent proper. So these are called ultralights. Ultralights are just aluminum with the bare necessities, and it makes it easier to carry since it's only got a frame that is very collapsible. So the problem with this is that it's not made for comfort. So I can pack this small into my backpack, but I like to sleep well. If I don't sleep well overnight, then the potential for me getting a headache is high, and I usually get headaches with altitude, so I don't want another reason for it. And this is the aluminum, so that's easy and light. One I remember seeing of the campsite, it's mostly rock. Again, we're above the tree line, so we shouldn't have any insects. But by the same token, we won't have any wood. So I did bring a fire starter. We'll have to see what we find. Rain fly for my backpack. This is a 30-liter backpack, which is not that heavy. I've taken it with me to most of my earlier hikes, excursions. And this is the rain fly that goes with it. One more. This will never fit. So this is my favorite walking stick. It's compressible. There's a spring inside of it, but it doesn't fit. So it's either I collapse it and make it fit, or I bring the Z. I don't like these because I think they're not as strong, but they're made to be compressing together. You can have some pretty decent support, but I like to really offload a lot of weight to mine. So easy to pack. Finally, electricity for the car, the renter car. This should complete everything. What time we got? 32, 43, 27, 5 minutes. This is my camera equipment. This is my drone equipment. And this is just my clothes for today, and an extra dry sack. So I'm just shy of these two, but I could have fit these in as well. About 30 to 40. So I think we'll do fine. That's how I like pack. If it's too hard, you can actually If you're a minimalist, you can actually just take a backpack, 3 pair of underwear, 2 pants, 1 short, 1 long, a couple of jackets, and you can be good too. I know some people that do that. Hopefully this gives you a couple of ideas. Put any comments down below as far as how you guys pack and your favorite way, and I'll see you on trail.